Okay, welcome. This is open water in the Atlantic Ocean on the kayak where sunrise obviously launched just before the sun came up. And my plan was to target Albies, and my strategy was to kind of drag a SP minnow just to see what's out there as I'm out, paddling around looking for what I envisioned in my head to be like a topwater Albie feed. So about 10 seconds after putting this plug in the water and trolling it a little bit, it got hit. And I'm thinking it's like a bluefish, because the bluefish bite in the same area where I filmed my last video, which is stacked up with like pretty good sized bluefish. And I've got the drag kind of cranked down, and it's early in the morning. I'm not really. Oh, it's also a Burple SP minnow. So spoiler alert, it's not a bluefish. Oh, it's an Albie. No way. No way. Oh, awesome. On an SP minnow. First Albie in the boat. Nice.
Hubris, Stephanie Rose. You got the Hubris. Hey, Stephanie Rose, we're off your bow.
Okay, so we switched it up here. I'm throwing the Joe Bags bone-colored epoxy jig.
Oh, he came unhooked. No, he didn't.
The rod and reel setup, it's a 7-foot medium light St. Croix, and I've got my Van Staal VR50 reel on it. This is what I use in the kayak for stripers in the spring, and I had kind of bought it thinking it was going to be really fun for Albies, and boy oh boy, was I right. Super light tackle with these fish. It's just unbelievable.
Tuna in the boat. Oh man, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, I missed these last two hookups. I just didn't have the camera running. But as you can see, there's no other boats around. There's no fish up on top feeding. So it's just me, and I'm blind casting on a pretty slick, calm ocean and coming up with fish. The bite was super hot right at sunrise.
Eric, you got a copy?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, did you see anything?
Head's there. I got sandwich bait. I got given to me. I got a couple of guys got bait for me.
I mean, I'm gonna run up there. I just passed Derek. I'm see what he's doing here.
Alright, if they got plenty, I'll let you know, alright?
Hey, bud. Yeah, otherwise I'm gonna run up into the harbor.
I just want to get down and get the lines in the water more. On this one.
All right, we're at the leader. Oh, he pulled at the boat.
Frustrating, but that's fishing. It's probably my fault for keeping maybe a little too much pressure on him. Okay, here we go.
Sure, buddy.
So that's why they call it blind casting, right? I mean, look at the surface. There's no indication of fish here. They don't really show up on the fish finder. I do look for bait clouds or bait slicks. I find that typically there's fish feeding at the edges of those, but in this case, there's not really either of those occurring. And that's why I like this method of trolling kind of into the bite, using the troll as the fish finder. I find that it works for stripers, and it also works for false albacore. I didn't think I'd be able to get enough speed in the kayak to attract an Albie bite. That's why I was so surprised with that first fish. But obviously it works. So once I got established on the spot, that's when I started blind casting, and that's when these hookups came.
This is always the most nerve-wracking part, right by the boat. Oh, I got color. There he is. We're on the leader. Nice. Came right to us. Thanks for cooperating, buddy. Okay. Good. Oops. Now let's make sure that is covered. Oh, he was hooked. Not so good. But that Joe Bags is getting it done today. Look at that. Okay, so long, sucker. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Going for a ride today, folks. Swam right at the boat, said, wait a minute. Let's again on this side. I got color coming up. Whatever we're doing here, folks, is working. I might not make it. It's not hard after all. Woohoo! blind casting, dude. They're here. This is awesome.
Okay, so we're switching gears here. The backup plan for this trip was to try to get on some blackfish, and so I'm anchoring up on the spot here, and I didn't. I did okay with the blackfish, but really I just wanted to talk a little bit about safety in the kayak, because I got into kind of a hairy situation here unintentionally. As you can see, it's like went from beautiful calm to pea soup fog really quick. I highlighted it there with that edit cut, but the time between those two shots is less than 10 minutes. The fog bank rolled in, and it was thick, very fast. You can hear a party boat sounding their horn. They're in the bank at my 11 o'clock, probably at about 300 yards. So the fog was, I didn't see it forecasted. I before each trip, I look at the marine forecast, and I look at the winds forecast, and I probably didn't scrutinize the marine forecast as closely as I should have. I don't know that it would have stopped me from going out fishing, because it was clear at sunrise, and that was really my main goal. Luckily, that boat that's at my 9 o'clock, they posted up right next to me on the spot, and we hung out right next to each other. So I felt safe and protected with them right there. But even though I'm only a half mile from the beach, if I had been in this fog bank by myself, I would have been freaking out here. I don't have radar. I don't really have any metal on the boat to create a radar target for other boats that are using their radar. So this was kind of at the hairy edge of what I would consider being safe in the kayak. And it burned off, you know, I mean, I could see the sun above my head the whole time. It burned off really only after about 40, maybe even 30 minutes of this kind of weather conditions, and then turned into a beautiful, hot, sunny October day. But I guess my point is just be careful, and it never hurts to look twice at the weather forecast. Ended up getting into the tog here, but I didn't have the camera going, so maybe that'll be a video for another time.
Webcam you put on?
Yeah, GoPro.
These dudes are great. They ended up giving me some crabs because I ran out, and then we had this blitz come up next to us, which
I'm trying.
We thought were Albies, but turned out not to be.
Captain Mike's fishing next to Andrew over there, so.
Pretty sure this is bunker, because we tried it already, but we got a good angle on it this time, so let's see. And we snagged a bunker.
So paddling back into shore, I came across probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 of these really tightly balled up bunker schools. And there might have been thresher sharks on them, I guess. I'm not really too sure, but something was going on. Might have been bluefish, who knows, but it's looking like it's going to be a pretty promising fall run. Thanks so much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Tight lines.